Okay, fellas, before we start this episode, we need to have a recap of the last very busy episode. Wazu had assembled a large invasion force and marched on the Southern Empire, taking 2 castles and the cities of Razi and Hubyar. But during the siege of Hubyar, the Western Empire launched a blitz invasion across the entire line of castles in the homeland. 5 castles and also the capital Danustica were besieged, so Wazu pivoted like a pro basketball player, raced home, crushed the Western Empire at Danustica, and with the help of 2 companion armies, ended the uprising. After that, Wazu called a council of nobles, and in this past week gave them orders to gather every single soldier they could because new information had come to light, and Wazu had decided to invade the Southern Empire with the largest force of the campaign. What new information, you might ask? Well, see for yourself.
Things have gotten pretty unruly of late.
Well, the extra tariffs are really starting to hurt the guilds, right?
Yeah, and if the taxes go up again, we may have to kill someone else important and raise another rebellion.
Shh, I don't disagree with you, but the City Watch has spies, they say, so I wouldn't go saying stuff like that too loudly.
Yeah, they've got spies all right, but they're all in the pockets of the Weavers Guild. Most of the City's Watch's captains are on their payroll.
Wait, you're saying that the rebels might still have an alliance with the city's militia?
Exactly, my friend. Just like in the rebellion of 1107.
Yeah, but the Aserai crushed that rebellion pretty hard back then, didn't they?
Sure, they hanged the scapegoats that the headmaster fed up to them on a platter, but almost all of the leadership got away scot-free.
Do you mean the leaders of the rebellion are still alive?
Not just still alive, Drago, but thriving and rich with rewards. The highest ranking of their clan was even ennobled by the Empress and given sinecures within the Southern Empire for their service. I mean, they got plush palace quarters and everything. Heaps of rare spices. Hell, even their leader got a virgin concubine, or so I've heard. I mean, assassination pays well if you get away with it.
Assassination?
Yeah, of course. That fat parvenu emir they called Wazu. He was nothing but a busboy before he got all high and mighty. After his rabble took Vostrom in siege, that disgusting infidel ordered the city to be devastated.
Yeah, we all remember that carnage, but you're saying that someone...
Shh, keep your voice down. Yeah, of course that's what I'm saying. He was poisoned the very next morning by the chief of the City's Watch, the militia commander, Telth Naymire.
Nah, Telth died in the siege defense. I heard it straight away from my uncle, who was a captain and fought against the attackers.
Sure he did, nice and sweet. That kind of cover makes it much easier for a serving boy to sneak in and poison Wazu and yet get away scot-free. And he did, and those stupid Aserai dogs had a funeral and all, calling it death by natural causes. Beautiful. Now Telth is an Archon in the Southern Empire, sipping the very wine from the fields that Wazu had worked before he got all high and mighty. So like I said, these pompous Aserai lords better be careful how much they tax us workers. We've killed a king before and can do so again if they aren't more respectful. I gotta go, Drago. See you later. Little did either Ralvin or his friend Drago know, but that night the wobbly stool had an unusual visitor, a local traveler weary from war and campaign. He listened with astonishment to this conversation, but by the end of it,
He was a boiling kettle of rage. The conspirators in the death of the clan leader Wazu were now in the worst possible place imaginable. The crosshairs of his son, Wazuban, a 7-foot-tall, sadistic killing machine of war, and the Southern Empire was about to experience an onslaught of violence unlike anything they had ever seen before. All right, friends, welcome back again to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment's Aserai campaign as we continue here. And we are just going to continue straight from that cutscene. We're going to say that cutscene happened a week or so ago, and a lot has happened since then. Of course, in that cutscene, we learned that Wazuban's father did not die of old age, right? He died of a conspiracy committed by the Southern Empire with the help of some of the rebels that were at Vostrom, right? These sacks of shit mercenaries poisoned Wazu after he took, and he did indeed, siege and sack the city, and evidently they took their revenge. So Wazuban is now incandescent with rage. Choose your words. He is apoplectic with vengeance for this Southern Empire queen, Rajaya, right? She is now on his top most wanted list because she conspired to have his father killed. Now, we're lucky enough to be able to recruit a very large army here. We've had some success lately in the campaign, and we went to several cities and castles and loaded up, right? We have a massive army. And of course, the Southern Empire is about to experience some red-hot Wazuban wrath. Now, we have such a large army and so many forces for the first time in our campaign that we actually have a whole separate army raging. But the Southern Empire is our goal, right? I have gathered up the majority of the nobles, and we are going to embark upon a mission. Now, right before this episode, this army up here began sieging Amprella, sieging the Western Empire city with a force of about 1,000. So we're in a really good state of the campaign here. Wazuban is not completely bereft of logic. He has assembled a massive force with 3 mercenary clans, and we are going to march to the Southern Empire for war and vengeance, right? We're role-playing this whole time, and Wazuban is foaming at the mouth, absolutely belligerent and vengeful to correct and right the wrongs of what happened to his father. Now, that was 7-8 years ago. If you don't remember, Vostrom was sacked indeed by Wazu, and almost immediately after he left Wazu got sick and passed. And we now know that it wasn't old age that the old fella was poisoned. Oserios is the noble that is actually part of the Southern Empire, and he is actually in the Southern Empire. This is one of the few cases I've ever heard or seen this in-game, but this Vostrom rebel clan joined the Southern Empire, and they are now part of the Southern Empire. So that fella also should be shaking in his boots wherever he is. Wazuban is a man on a mission, and very foolishly, the Southern Empire is getting in the way of this steamroller, right? This is literally like trying to take an alligator's piece of meat at your local zoo. This is a very bad decision here. So we're going to march down there, and on the way down there, we're going to talk very briefly, because it'll probably only take a few minutes, about Napoleon's amazing 1812 invasion into Russia. This happened towards the end of his reign. I know that's a bit of a spoiler, but at this point, he was the largest power in Europe. And eventually Alexander in Russia basically said, nah, we're not going to keep doing all this nonsense tariff deals on the borders and blockades of the English goods and stuff like that. And Napoleon noticed and decided to take vengeance. Now look at this perk here. I want to show you this. Wazu Bond just obtained this perk, right? What a beautiful tactic perk. Minus 5% damage to the whole army, right? That is a tremendously valuable perk. And we will use that to great effect here on this campaign. And a campaign this is going to be, right? Just like Napoleon's. Napoleon assembled an army of something like 600,000 with hundreds of wagons, thousands, literally thousands of just horses to pull the wagons, tens of thousands of cavalry, and they invaded Russia, right? It was one of the largest forces Europe had ever seen to that stage. And this is a little bit like that, right? The challenges are vast. And speaking of vast, there's a vast... Oh, you fucking betraying the Beni Zilal.
It's been a while.
Where's your leader? Take me to your leader. This guy, I think his leader is hiding underneath him here. These guys repeatedly have done this, and it's been suspicious. They leave us seemingly on the night of battle. They've left us before 2 sieges. We were about to commit to siege, and these Beni Zilal motherfuckers. Of course, this process is suboptimal, we'll call it, right? They just basically leave. They don't give you any chance to counter their offer. Where's this Kanara motherfucker? Come here. You're not getting away. You're serving us, right? I don't care what it costs. We've got gold out to Wazu. You're fucking fighting for us. So we're gonna... I wonder if he did. All the fucking nobles, of course, from the Northern Army just disbanded. So that really is going to upset our plans up there as well. I think I might as well break up that army, right? There's no way they're going to be able to siege with 400 troops. So let's consolidate here, right? Let's break them up. They're not going to like this very much. They're digital pixels, fuck them. And we're going to call all these troops to our army here because whatever the fuck force here of Southern Empire, this is a massive amount of troops. Now, I don't see them now, but there's 2 big armies assaulting this city with a bunch of smaller ones. So the press is on here. The Southern Empire looks like they're ready to meet our challenge here. And what a battle we have looming here, right? The largest army pretty much we've had in this campaign. And I don't know if this is the most amount of enemies we've fought in this campaign. We have a massive battle looming here. And good. Wazuban is looking for revenge, and they have literally just lined... Look at these motherfuckers. He leaves again on the night of battle. This guy here, there's some chance that Wazuban loses his mind and starts doing irrational things. We shall see. These fucking traitor motherfuckers. But we're gonna stall just a little bit here. The city, of course, is wearing down the garrison. I don't think those other troops are gonna arrive at us. Arrive on scene. We have 3,000. How many is this? Oh, we're gonna... I also need to do this. We need to switch some equipment. I got this pole arm I want to put on instead of these javelins. I want 2 stacks of javelins, but I want a long pole arm for a big open field battle like this. Is this... Looks like it's over 4,500, 5,000? I mean, it's a massive force here. Okay, we got the right banner. I'm tempted to use decreased take and range attack damage. 5,600. Southern Empire. Unbelievable. Well, we're here for big battles, right? We're here for epic battles. Fuck it. Wazuban enters the fray here. We're not about to back down. These motherfuckers killing this guy's father. We are going to get vengeance. Now... I've fought a lot on this battlefield, but never such a titanically large battle. We're going to have to do some mid-battle organization. Look at these lake rats. God, they're sick, man. Their perk list goes to the bottom. I mean, that is amazing. But we're going to take it straight to the jugular of the Southern Empire force. This has to be 2/3 of their armies all here at once. Now they're at war with the Valandians, so they must have some forces on the other side of the map. But this is... well, of course, strength and AI mod, right? They have massive amounts of troops and massive armies. I'm going to try a bifurcated fortification here, fortification/formation. We will try a ring defense on the left, and then I think we will have a shield and shock approach on the right. So a nice circle of cavalry, crossbow in the middle that can square, and let's give them an infantry division and a shock troop division. First, third, I can put the 6th on the other side with the 7th Corps. I want to put about 60, 70 crossbow in here. I guess 80 will work as long as they fit. And then the idea here, of course, is that we're going to slow them down with infantry on both the entrance and the exit, right? They're going to get shock troops over here. I can put the 6th at an angle, or the 7th at an angle, and the 6th right behind them. That's more shock troops, although now they have archers. Let's get rid of all those archers. Let's make this a true skirmisher division. And the 5th archers I'm probably going to put perpendicular to all these forces. That way, as their huge amount of, and they're going to have massive amounts of Jav, Cav, and Cataphract. That way, as they wheel around us counterclockwise, these guys could just spray them with arrows. We don't have a massive amount of archers, but we have a good amount. It's a bit less than I want, but we'll make it work. We have a lot of heavy cavalry here, and I think we'll try to bring them in to sort of meet their main press, sort of slow down the assault. We might even get some of them to break off the main attack here. But this is obviously it's just a critical battle in the campaign. The 5th Corps is sort of lightly defended there. Let's move them back. They're going to get steamrolled by cavalry there. They're going to get steamrolled by cavalry no matter what. And the enemy has all cavalry and infantry, no archers. 600 and something troops. So it's probably all noble unit cavalry, and then, 130 or whatever tier 5 legionnaires and stuff like that. So this is going to be carnage. There's going to be cavalry running everywhere. And they're all going to be elite cavalry. I wish I had 500 archers, right? We all know that archers mostly decimate cavalry. Now, Jav Cav is a little different. Jav Cav do tend to smoke archers because, of course, they run them over and then they throw a javelin in their head, right? That hurts. There's not a lot of answer to that. Let's see if we can do a big, wide sweeping maneuver on these guys and kind of pierce the center of their formations. We'll see what it looks like here. We're kind of behind them now. This is going to be the kind of battle that takes, strap yourselves in. This could easily be a 45-minute battle. That is a lot of cavalry. That just looks like something out of the Lord of the Rings. It's the whole fucking screen. All right, we did get some of them to peel off on us. Let's go ahead and attack here with the 8th Corps. A lot of the forces did come barreling right at the main. That's fine. I got this slow pole arm. It takes a little bit of time for me to get used to this. Oh, 6th Corps charge. They're all bound up on that 7th Division already. Get those guys roaring in there. And I'm going to start to get used to the range and speed of this thing again. It's not super slow. It's slow, though. But it basically one-shots everything. Just got to avoid a big old javelin to the face here, and we'll be in good shape. Okay, here comes their infantry. Let's go ahead and pull the 1st and 3rd around over here. Let's try to pinch on these guys, even though I'm not going to be able to do normal tactics here. Look at this shit. It looks like something out of a movie. There's just cavalry everywhere. The fucking poor archers. Hold their ground there, boys. At least this way they won't try to shoot. I want these guys trying to fucking attack guys that are attacking them. It's going to be bloody. At least it's not 400 infantry. It's 100 and something. We can bore in on those guys. We've got the 1st, 3rd, and 6th. We actually have more infantry than the enemy. They just have so many cavalry. And there's a lot of death spam. There's a lot of death. That's all there is to it. But we just charged the 3 divisions. That should start to change. And they're leaving that crossbow division alone on the other side of the valley. That is very good for us. Man, I'm stuck in here. I can't fucking move. I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna get carved up. The horsemen are now stopped. They're not moving, and our archers are starting to work. Ooh, these are reinforcements. Charge, boys. Get in there. It's a maelstrom of cavalry. There's so many cavalry in the center here. It's like 20 men deep. Just gonna swing my axe at everything. The infantry's boring in now, and we have reinforcements. That's a big advantage for us, right? Because it's probably 45 seconds before the enemy reinforcements can get here. Oh yeah, they're nowhere near. Kill all these guys. We're going to be able to eradicate this force. We've got infantry behind them. Those are our infantrymen. All right, let's move up archers aggressively. Let's get the 4th and 5th here positioned. Save a little ammo. Let's get the 4th there. I don't know how I didn't hit that guy. Maybe he was one of ours. He looked like one of theirs. We get the 5th Corps on this nice little hill here. And I don't want to get too out of control here with our charging units, right? We've destroyed that first wave. I mean, it took reinforcements. We got reinforcements and that helped. But I don't want to charge, right? I want to hold our hill position here. This elevation is tremendously beneficial. The archers are anchored on those two rocks. In other words, they can't be charged very well from the flanks by the enemy cavalry. So those are excellent positions for them. The 6th Corps got annihilated, so we'll make a new one. Let's figure out what we got going on here. This little ridge is a quasi-peekaboo ridge. So we're going to be able to keep infantry and cavalry right at the edge of this little shallow ridge here. And that's going to allow them some level of protection from Jav, Cav, and archers. The enemy's got troops coming in, but kind of a small press of cavalry. Relative to that first wave, this is small. This is only, 150. Oh, shit. All right, the main enemy archers, or infantry rather, are trickling up. We should be able to get all of those archers into position before they really get on us. Now, this is a lot of horse archers. Let's get the 8th Corps over here in his shield wall. We can get these guys, pushing these guys out of here. Can't have all these horse archers just strafing us. Pole arm's working. It mangles these guys at range. Oh shit, I got shot in the face. Alright, the 8th Corps should be able to push through there. In fact, I could just put them right in the face of the enemy. Basically have them occupy the horse archers for a bit. Let's see what their infantry looks like here. It is coming up right to the edge of the ridge. Charge these bitches. Of course, they had like as many Pals guards as we do. Their army looks like ours. But we've got archer support, and these guys are getting shredded. All right, let's keep Cav on these guys as well. If we can get the 8th Corps in here to hammer and amble these bitches. They do have archers moving up, but I like our archers positioning better. We've got the edge. They're coming over this ridge and just getting strafed. Let's have this 8th Corps just bore in on their enemy infantry. It's basically a messy hammer and anvil. Those guys can occupy all their troops and run down this cavalry in the middle. Their cavalry, or their infantry rather, is getting fucking destroyed. I mean, they are just boring in, and they're finding fucking a heavy infantry line. Meanwhile, their archers on the ridge here are being shredded. I gotta be careful here. Take a point blank shot. I'm already at half health. Of course, a battle like this, it's very important that I stay upright. I've got a lot of units charging, but I don't want them charging over right about where I'm at right now. This is kind of the line we're going to hold, at least until it's obvious that it's time to charge. And the main reason for that, of course, is that we're using that ridge as protection. Yeah, archers are filtering in still. Reinforcements are coming in nicely. We've got these 2 infantry divisions. We can definitely use these guys to make a V formation sandwich. Come on in, bitches. One square here. Bring the 5th and 6th. If this 6th can be put in at an angle like this, it'll be a savage flank. And these guys here are kind of overrunning my initial plans for them, but they're getting kills. Sometimes it's hard to turn troops around mid-stride when they're having success. Right? You just let them kill. They're going to get killed, but it's been worth it. See if we can give them a screen here. We might be able to get a lot of these guys out with the cavalry screen. Let's see if we can't fend off some of the attackers here. And they do a pretty good job of backpedaling and fighting. Once this cavalry line arrives and provides a little bit of shielding, those guys should be able to get out. That's good, because that's like 50, 60 archer / infantry there. I'm not sure why they're... you know what that is? Actually, that's probably our original crossbow division. Damn it. Just got drilled in the head. All these archers. Still 30% health. We're still on our feet. So important to organize the lines in this kind of a battle, right? You just... If we F1, F3 this battle, we lose. It's just all there is to it. We got horse archers strafing us, but we got a lot of archers there. Got 2 different infantry divisions. Let's just keep these guys right here at the base of the edge. Basically, as their infantry comes down and charges those guys, they're still vulnerable to archers. It's a classic Peekaboo Ridge. And the death spam tells you that, right? Their horsemen are getting obliterated. I mean, it's a massacre. We're holding this line. Our infantry's roaring. The archers are shredding everything. We have a cav division countering their horse archers. That's going to help. I get so used to the long reach of the polearm. This axe feels really short. Oh, we are fucking shredding their infantry. These guys are just getting power mauled. Okay, we gotta back off. Look at all that shit. Let's get these guys back down to this valley. A little bit of protection. All those javelins, all those crossbow bolts. So I want the archers there, but I want 2 different divisions. So let's split the 5th off. I always want flanking fire with my archers, and instead I have a massive division of archers. It's like fucking 300 guys. We can start to get these guys off on one of the sides. Let's go ahead and get the infantry in different angles here so those guys can close like a vice. Now we've got archers over here in a beautiful line. Fucking assholes. Still getting shot. Fucker. Okay, their infantry's in the valley. Charge. As soon as they enter the valley there, it's time to charge, right? Everybody move on up. Let's get cavalry to just bore through here. Just fucking shred these archers on the ridge. I mean, it's risky for me, but I gotta help here. And I'm also guiding the cavalry in there. Looks good, looks good. These archers up here are moving. They're roaring and charging. It's fucking beautiful. Kill them all, boys. Oh shit, I'm fucking face to face with archers. Not a good decision. God, it's a massacre. Alright. I'm gonna do more work with my polearm. It's very dangerous for me to go in like that, and I'm at like an 1/8 of health. I'm gonna try to keep getting archer divisions basically on flanks facing that ridge. Sort of help them clean up the back here a little bit. I'm just sort of bouncing back and forth between watching the center and helping our guys at the back there. The death spam is amazingly green. Our infantry here is just steamrolling. I still want to stick to this strategy though. I want to hold this fucking ridge. I want to keep these guys down here. The enemy had almost 6,000 troops, right? This is a huge battle. This is far from over. And continue to play smart here, right? Use these hills, use this peekaboo ridge for our infantry. Basically, our archers can shoot. They can shoot the whole time. The enemy has to come up to that ridge to hit our archers. And then our infantry is just hiding down below that ridge. They can't be hit. And each time the enemy comes in, look how fast these guys are moving. Man, these guys they're enthusiastic, I guess. These guys got too far in. We're going to suffer some losses there, but man, we are just, each exchange here, we are crushing the enemy. And I'm starting to get the length and timing down again on this polearm. I haven't been consistently using this. Heads are flying all over the place. I like the slow-mo beheading, but it's refreshing sometimes just to have it happen in real time. Guys just losing their head. Look at this shit. God, we've got infantry holding the edge of the base here. I've got 2 different infantry divisions so we can pinch their infantry if they come up after us. Shit. Playing more and more the role of the commander here now because my health is so low. All these horse archers still peppering us. But man, is it a good looking scene. I mean, we just have archers just holding the fucking ridge here. At some point, we're going to do a mega charge here. We've got so many different archers here that are out of ammo. All these guys are out of ammo. Yeah, let's do it now. Fuck it. No guts, no glory. Let's just try to roar over this ridge. Whatever's on this ridge is going to get creamed. It's just a question of what reinforcements are behind it, right? There's going to be reinforcements behind it. But let's just try to roll everything up here. Oh man, all those troops and I hit my own guy. I like to cut horses in half. Come get some horsemen. Oh, shit. Fucking sneaky javelin throwers. It always feels fucking epic to fight with no health. Just in here fucking slugging it out with the men. Kill these bitches. That guy's having a seizure. Alright, the infantry and archers are both pushed up here. Let's keep going. Look at this steamroller. There's just tons of troops pushing through the middle here. There are times to pull back and reorganize. This is not one of them. This is an all-out death charge. I'm going to have to bring up archer reinforcements smartly, but these guys are steamrolling. No point in turning back now, especially when the death spam looks good. There's flushes of red every once in a while, but most of the time it's been green. We're definitely winning. Guys are out there threatening they're gonna split their skull. Fucking horsemen, get out of here. Cut your legs off. I'll split your skull. I'm trying to get one archer division off to the side here. If I can give them a cavalry shield wall, that'll help. That'll screen their movement a little bit. In fact, I think I have two cav divisions. Was it the third and the 8th? Let's get both these cav divisions up here, just in a shield wall. A lot of these archers are out of ammo, so they're basically weak shock troops. Still, shield and shock still works, right? Archers protected by cavalrymen actually do a pretty decent job, right? Because they're up there swinging away with their weapons, and as long as they have a horse meat in front of them, right? They're not getting hit by projectiles. Let's just push through this shit. So satisfying just to watch the horsemen just get obliterated. They just vanish. It's almost like they explode. We've got archers on the ridge here, or on the flank here, but they're not doing what I want because they're out of ammo. Still, they are charging, right? And the death scram looks incredibly green. Archers charged, might as well. What division is this? Why are you guys standing here? Is this the 8th Corps? This must be the 8th Corps. Get in there. Shit, they got a big bank of reinforcements here. Our archers are meeting heavy infantry. No point in flanking here. Charge. Fuck. Took another bad shot. Almost got speared there. His own horseman blocked it. Shit, this enemy infantry line is overrunning our archers here. I gotta get reinforcements up here in a hurry. I probably gotta get a horse is what I need. You can only cut down horsemen for so long before you catch a spear to the face. I have 0 health. And you're just praying a random arrow doesn't hit you. Let's get these archers pulled back. Let's do a reforming here. That was a good death thrust. These guys are all getting medals, but let's get as many of these guys out of here as we can. I'm actually stealing a companion's horse. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Get back on if you can. And let's get out of here because the enemy has a huge steamroller coming. We got to reposition here. Get these same strategies should work. As long as we can reform quickly here. They're on us in a hurry. God, my character is so beat up. Let's get infantry in 2 different divisions here. Let's go ahead and split this. Send the 3rd division straight across. For now, we're going to split the 3rd too. Let's get a 5th division here ready to steamroll. Oh, and this is beautiful. You know what I see coming out of reinforcements? That was like 50 lake rat wreckers. We have lake rats right now as part of our army. Thank goodness, right? Because we have this traitorous Beni Zilal. You don't see the Beni Zilal getting any kills either. It's just like, it's like they're traitors. The archers are working. You can hear them just click, click, click. Get these infantry lines reassembled on the edge of this ridge here, and this shit should work. Can't believe I'm still alive. I got the 4th Corps. These guys can be beautifully used to strafe the enemy. So what I can do with these guys is, as the enemy bores in and our infantry pinches them, you put the enemy, these horse archers instantly on the enemy's flank. In fact, we're going to do it right here. This is perfect for the 4th Corps, right here along the edge of the enemy. Archers are spraying. We got 2 different infantry divisions. These guys can continue a V-shaped flanking. We've got this cav division. Actually, we have a ton of camels. Let's steamroll right through here with camels. Oh, shit. All right, well, we got a new guy here. It's hopefully the units don't get disassembled. God damn it. Charge through here with camels. I'm just trying to break this formation up a little bit so that our infantry can work on the... so that the infantry can work. Let's get the 4th Corps back. Yeah, I had to let's get the 2nd back. You got to reset some of these divisions. When you die, of course, the enemy AI, it is the enemy. It does all kinds of random shit. But their infantry is getting massacred here. They're all penned up against camels and fucking lake rat wreckers, and they are getting wrecked. God, the archers are absolutely firing in a torrent of arrows. That is an incredible amount of arrows. It was just a hurricane. Now we've got camels stampeding through here. It's carnage. Their troops are roaring up. We got a gigantic battle on our hands. I am fucking giddy. I fucking live for this kind of Bannerlord battle. And of course, it never hurts that the fucking death spam is heavily green. And continue to hold this ridge. Hopefully you understand I'm not going to enumerate every single time we do this flanking reforming, right? It's the 2 infantry divisions, cav divisions, horse archers to the side. You guys get the gist. It's been working. We're going to keep doing it. I've got this split infantry that I'm using as a V shape, which basically is pinching and flanking the enemy every time they come in. Here we can get another flanking division with our archers. Each time that we seize an advantage in this battle, we're able to multiply it. It's almost like interest on a savings account. They've got a big line of infantry there, or archers there, but let's see if we can't immolate that with cavalry and then get our own archers over there. First, let's destroy this incoming infantry. We got the 1st and 6th here. Looks like the crossbow's out of ammo too. Go ahead and charge, boys. I want everybody charging but that 7th archer's wing. And the enemy is just... This is fucking vengeance right here. Alright, this 7th wing, I got plans for you. Let's start spreading these guys out. If I can get a cavalry division, I would love to set it up on the enemy archers, right? We can get it flanking the enemy archers. Let's see if we can pull this off. Let's get some guys in the 5th. Let's put them way out on the enemy's right flank. It's going to take them a hot minute to get there, but man, once we move these cavalry forward, it's just going to run over everything, and once they're run over, then it's going to be just thousands of arrows raining down on the enemy. Well, now we're going to have to reform the lines, of course. Everybody instantly loses their mind and charges. Get back here. Let's get this archer division set up. At least it's leaving my divisions. A lot of times it intermixes your divisions. The 7th is still beautifully stretched out. I saw enemy recruits. In fact, that character got killed, I think, by a swing of a recruit. This battle's fucking... It's all but over. It may not be over yet, but man, we are slaughtering the Southern Empire here. They just charged and said, give them hell. I don't think you want to charge this meat grinder. I still see fucking Mamluk guards in there. Alright, let's charge with this cav division and just fucking run over all these fucking infantrymen. The archers can be told to advance, that way they stay within range, and let's fucking just close the vice here. Or the noose, choose your analogy. These are fucking peasants. Where's Rajaya? We want her. We got some conversations to have with her. We learned all along that she had it out to kill Wazu. He tried to hit on her early on. Evidently, she didn't take kindly to that. Some parvenu busboy, and so she tried to fucking kill our entire empire by killing our clan leader. Well, all you've done is ignite a fucking fire you cannot put out. I'm gonna watch the rest of this with the RTS mod because this fucking battle is over. Our infantry is steamrolling, our archers are moving up, and we have about 100 camels stampeding everything else into the dirt. The enemy's perma-retreating. Look at all the camels. And this was a very, very, very important battle in this campaign. I don't have to tell you guys that, right? This was against the Southern Empire. This is the culminating battle, right? This is the last stand, so to speak, of the Southern Empire. I mean, their empire may last a little while longer, but their empire, they lost right here. We just destroyed like 2/3 of their forces, and we didn't lose most of our troops, that's for sure. But we've got hundreds of troops left. It's fucking beautiful. It's a beautiful landscape too. All right, let's see what the butcher's bill is for this. And they're still fighting. Well, that's more than I thought. 1,900? But, well, anytime you defeat 5,500 with 1,900 losses, you are very happy, right? We're pushing a 3-to-1 KDR against a very tough foe in a situation we're obviously outnumbered. And another exhausting battle. We've had some incredibly exhausting, challenging battles in this campaign. This was challenging, but you know, that tactical tool bag came in handy for sure. Just the right combination of tactics. A bad enemy approach never hurts, but we will always take it. And you know what, Empress? Come with us. We've got some chains for you. She looks quite fucking disheveled. She looks like she's having a stroke. We'll do a little Cincinnati stroke test on her and move along. We've got some plans for the Empress. I don't think I'll take too many of these prisoners. We're already overloaded here. We get a bunch of upgrades. That's beautiful. Got a frog in my throat. Always seems like that happens at a critical time. And no real interesting loot, which is a shame, right? Anytime you have a battle like that, the system should just automatically give you some diabolical loot. I mean, 5,500 enemies. And we get a little autosave here, and now we got to figure out what we want to do here, right? Hubyar makes the most sense, right? Hubyar is to the south. But I think we will go to Razi first. We will allow our troops here. A lot of your companion armies will take prisoners. We will let them dump them off there, and then I think Hubyar is our next target. These guys up here. Oh, that's not them. We're being sieged, right? Of course, because I broke that army up. So the homeland is undefended, but Wazuban doesn't care. You know why? Because this is the homeland, right? This is our Aserai territory. This is our home, and Wazuban is very, very happy to be home. We're going to go ahead and keep all of these Southern Empire prisoners. We're not eager to let them go. I'm going to do a little bit of garrison shuffling here. I will save you most of this, and we will be back as usual in a jiffy. All right, a little bit of fancy editing here as we remove some of these scenes from these episodes. We're simply going to do some time warps as you guys don't need to see us fight each little battle and of course siege down each significant city and castle along the way here, especially when the defense force like this city here at Hubyar was around 600. You guys know that that's never going to present a real threat or slow down Wazuban and this juggernaut army. What is important, little things are important that I'll try to mention. Of course, he continues to call in these armies, and so you see our forces even more vast, right? Almost 2,900 as we made this siege assault, and now all of the armies that are in the entire kingdom are now with Wazuban here, right? As we blitz our way through this this beautiful city. Of course, some people have noticed that Ayakis and Hubyar are sort of synonymous in this series. That is because I misidentified the original city where Wazu, the original protagonist in the story, where he came from. If you look at the map and the city in the cutscenes, he did come from Hubyar, but of course I called it Ayakis. No way to reverse that now other than just to sort of admit this from time to time, right? You make these little snafus. For all intents and purposes, though, we're going to go ahead and say that this city, Hubyar, is Wazu's original city. This is where he was born, this is where it all began, and of course now we're controlling Wazu's son, Wazuban, who has turned into an absolute tank, beast, 7-something foot tall, terrifying warrior of just pure iron. He's in very high-end armor. It's not yet maxed, but we're working our way there, right? It's mostly legendary equipment. He needs a really nice breastplate, and he'll be pretty much all set. Just showing some highlights here of some of these battles. A lot of battles we're not even going to show this much, but I want to include a little bit of sort of ESPN highlights here of our second smashing and taking of Hubyar. Of course, we took this before we had to run north and deal with the major invasion from the Western Empire, but now there's a lot less concern about that, right? The Aserai, I don't know if I mentioned this. I'm sort of doing this after editing, and sometimes I forget what I talked over. The Aserai declared war on the Western Empire, which is obviously tremendous good news for us because the Aserai, though they're not strong, have a sizable force. Now, if these scenes sort of a little deja vu, that's because this is the exact same sunset and time hour of the initial cutscene, right? We come back to where it all began, where Wazu started going to the sandy crotch, only this time his son is now a warlord and has a huge army at his disposal. You see the stats from the siege here as we blasted our way through this pathetic garrison. Even against the siege defense, we are just murdering everything in sight. Now, there's a Southern Empire army forming here. It's kind of interesting. But strategically, the next step is pretty simple, right? We are going to push on. And again, I don't remember if I mentioned it, but Vostrom is under siege. And what I mean by I don't remember if I mentioned it, understand that I am narrating over some things that I've already said, right? So there's a little bit of deja vu here for me. Of course, I just fought these battles. This was yesterday, actually, and we're doing a little after editing here because you guys don't need this campaign to be 300 hours. Did a few perks here, and I will talk again some more strategy. So Wazuban is not about to head home, right? We are vulnerable at home, obviously with Vostrom under siege and no armies at home to defend it. It is at risk, but we are going to push on in this campaign. We are undeterred. All right, friends. Well, welcome back again to the episode of Tactical Enlightenment's YouTube channel. We continue on with our Aserai campaign, and honestly, a little bit of thought here between game sessions, and we are going to change our strategy ever so slightly. We are going to demobilize some of these troops, or I guess you would say we will disband them from our army, and we're going to hope that we can get one army of decent size to head to our homeland here. I think our force here is overkill. And if we can break off 600, 700, 800 of these troops and hope that they reform an army, right, we'll give them some influence. Maybe they can go back and defend Vostrom. And at the least, hopefully the next target they can have an impact in, right? Vostrom may be lost. It may take them a while to form an army. Sometimes there's an RNG element. So we're just kind of hoping and praying. Now, we left a really good-sized garrison here at Hubyar. Of course, we're role-playing that this is Wazuban's father's homeland. We left some good archers, some good horse archers, and that should prevent it from being sieged. Of course, there's a narrow tract of land here. We're very likely to be able to interrupt Southern Empire forces that do come this direction. We'll probably see them, and we may have an ability to trap and destroy them. Now, these armies also may participate, right? They may run around and not go home to the homeland. Even if we set our diplomacy on defensive, the AI still has a tendency to do some random shit, and it's not always good. Now, we're going to head, let's see, we're going to head on over here to the actual Ayakis and do a little siege today. To start this episode, of course, I break these up sometimes if I'm not playing 4 or 5 hour session. How come I can't do, oh shit. Well, we botched that quest. That quest is going to fail on us because there's no way we're going to run all the way back to that village to get those fellas some tools. That's just going to be a failed quest, but no big deal in the greater scheme of things. So Ayakis is our target, and then Quasira. Well, we are going to make a clockwise. Sironia has been besieged by the Aserai. Well, isn't that beautiful here, right? This is the Western Empire being hammered now by this resurgent Aserai force. Our good friend Gusid is still alive and at war with the Western Empire. Isn't that a fucking beautiful thing? And that's going to give us a little chance. Is under attack by Gusid? Is being defended by Gusid. Oh, shit. Well, how about that for a fucking gift? I told you he was an old drinking buddy. Our old friend Gusid here. It must be one of several armies that's nearby and is attacking whatever Western Empire force is besieging. What a beaut this guy is. 59 years old. He must remember all those good times we had together when we were a kingdom. I mean, there's an alliance right there. The diplomacy system is far from amazing. In fact, most people say it's bad. That's probably a good description. But in this case here, our good friend Gusid is out there wrecking shop, right? The Aserai are sieging Western Empire cities and defending our city. That's pretty awesome stuff right there, if I do say so myself. We'll dump off some of these extra troops. Of course, we are going to force every village along the way here to give us troops. We need troops badly. As deeper and deeper into Southern Empire forces we go here, we're going to be in a war of attrition. Look at this. There's multiple Aserai forces slamming themselves into whatever is attacking at Vostrom. I can't see, of course, what's happening there, but our defenses are badly beaten up. And there's no way that any of our forces are going to make it back. Right there and here, they're not going to have any part of that. We might have an army or two in there, and maybe they're attacking, but I didn't see the message. What I do see is Vostrom is being defended. Now, there's a whole army attacking, is being defended by Ada's army. That is a sight for sore eyes. It's not being defended. What's happening is the Aserai are just looking at a target of opportunity, and they're like, Western Empire motherfuckers, you're at war with us, we attack, right? And it just happens. Okay, these are our forces capturing Southern Empire forces, right? Our forces out there are at work. So this is beautiful. Very often the case in a campaign like this. Well, that's more likely what happens. Your units get captured. And we haven't had any major calamities in this campaign. It has been quite miraculous. That probably won't last forever. In fact, it certainly won't last forever. But we've done a really good job of babysitting. Now look at this shit. Radan is captured, but the Aserai destroyed a large Western Empire force there. And they're besieging... Oh no, that's Battania. Never mind. All right. So see, regain my train of thought here. I'm grinning ear to ear, thinking of Gusid. Attack! He's just launching attacks on the Western Empire, defending our cities for us while we're away. That's sick. Now they want to pay us 8,000 gold, right? And again, I quote Joe Pesci: 10,000? No, fucking 50,000. Fucking go get it, right? From Casino. I'll try to overlay the clip. It's one of the best scenes in any movie of all time, where he just rampages in a casino, and he's just a total gangster, fucking telling the dealer to hit him again after he's busted his 21 like 15 times in a row. Look at this, 20 fucking paints in a row. What a fucking beaut. And he's just going ballistic. It's good stuff. All right, so Wazuban here, the medieval gangster, is going to continue this rampage, right? We are going to siege down this city here. Again, I'm just kind of narrating. I'm not sure how much of this we will keep. Generally, though, if there's interesting going-ons like we just had where Guzid goes in and fucking saves the day and mauls the enemy for us, I can be pretty assured that myself reviewing these episodes before they get uploaded to you fellas, that will be included in this episode. This siege, maybe not, right? This is going to be another blitz. It's another amazing looking castle here, or city, I guess this is, with this outer wall. Now, you can't really defend the inner wall. It is pretty. That's how they were designed to be, is to defend the inner wall, but you can't really do that. This is going to be another blasting blitz siege here. We've got, let's see what we got here. I'm tempted to start fucking around with catapults a little bit here. We got a siege tower. And frankly, I'm already thinking about the next stage, right? We are starting to count our chickens before they hatch. We are on our way, at least to Quasairo, right? If you want to pronounce it in the Italian way, right? We are going to at least hit one more city and one more castle here. It kind of depends on what kind of defenses we're presented with from the Southern Empire, but we're hardly done, right, with this. This campaign has a head of steam, especially since the Aserai are performing this amazing quasi-alliance attacking the Western Empire. That's a beautiful thing for us, right? Because that means there's almost no threat in the homeland. It's basically Valandia only, and of course they're quite busy as well because they're at war, I think, with Britannia and well, maybe it's Sturgia. They're at war with at least 2 other kingdoms besides us. All right, a little bit more editing here as we sort of blaze through these cities. This was a really bad one. They were trying to rush up and defend one of our walls, and there was like 50 archers that ignored this giant axeman just chopping these guys down. You know, it's one of those things. What am I supposed to not take advantage when the AI does silly things? So Wazu chopped down about 1/3 of the reinforcements here, and just like some of these other battles at this stage, this army is really just obliterating everything the Southern Empire throws at it. I mean, Wazuban and his highly refined army is really starting to devastate everything in its path. Just a few highlights here as we absolutely trucked our way through Ayakis and added this to the collection. The Southern Empire here is melting away battle by battle, and with not a lot of resistance, right? That's the thing. That first huge battle where they went crazy and went all in trying to siege Razi is now really starting to hurt their war effort, right? They lost so many troops there, so many elite high-end troops too, not to mention, of course, all of those people captured, Regia and everything else, that the Southern Empire is in a hurting way right now. As our army marches through here. So another couple battles here. We will continue to sort of show you small details, right? We picked up some really nice loot from this. As we retake some of our castles and cities down here, we are fortifying. We are adding food everywhere we can, right? We brought all this extra food. We've been encumbered. All these fucking guys have been dragging around all these sacks of grain and fish and whatnot, and camels are starting to finally take a load off as we feed all the people, right? Bread and circuses. As Wazuban returns home, this victorious, kid from the hometown, right? All the people are stoked to see him. Immediately we're lowering taxes and doing some other magnanimous shit. Just another thing just to show you here, another pathetic Southern Empire force was forming an army here. Now they continue to fight at times with Valandia. They actually sieged and were destroyed at Quayaz. So the Southern Empire, despite the fact that we're just cutting through here like fucking Sherman through Georgia, the Southern Empire unfortunately continues to try to fight Valandia on the other frontier. Highly ill-advised, right? We're absolutely blowing up their homeland, and they continue to fight a 2-front war. Maybe they don't have the money for peace, or maybe Valandia is like, fuck no, you don't get peace. But whatever the case, we are taking advantage. And for those wondering, how the campaign's going to go, obviously I'm wondering with you guys, and I can't help but wonder if there's a royal fucking monster showdown coming up with Valandia, right? They still have much more territory than we have. They are crimping in on Britannia, it seems like nonstop. Now Battania is holding their own. They're really holding out a vicious, violent holdout against the Valandians, but it's really started to become this is sort of a two-man race at this stage for this campaign. Some more highlights here as we blast our way through Aserai. Right, Wazu is leading by example, by himself, roars up the fucking siege tower, and appropriately, all of the enemy forces run the other way, right? As soon as they see him, they run. Of course, that was temporary. They started to come in, but Wazu welcomes a fight, right? This guy's a beast. He's blowing guys up with his javelin skills. And then, of course, we took advantage. His father taught him some taekwondo, and we kicked some of these guys off the fucking siege tower, basically saying, this is our siege tower, get off, motherfuckers. And with the help of his big old legs, I mean, his legs must weigh 250 pounds each, right? This guy is a giant mountain of a man, smashing his way through shields and everything else, kicking everything in sight. And inevitably, these guys defending the walls were simply overcome. Now, our army at this stage is maxing out, right? We really do, and I can spend 30 seconds on this, sort of covering the review of this city siege. Again, I'm trying to condense these sieges so that it's a couple minutes long, but you can see the death spam, right? These aren't battles; these are annihilations. So Wazuban's army really is starting to resemble what I would consider an optimal Bannerlord army, and that's because of the addition of 3 or 4 troops that we've been building up that we now have pretty decent levels. A lot of it's through prisoners. Almost none of them are from recruits because, of course, we didn't go to Battania, but we have about 30 Battanian Fiend Champs. We have about 30 Battanian Wildlings. 30 seems to be the number. We have about 30 Valandian Sharpshooters. Of course, we don't have 100 of any of these because we can't recruit them, from the normal castle way. But we have a decent amount of these troops, and we have some lower level troops that continue to level up, right? We have some, what are they, skirmishers, the Battanian skirmishers, future Battanian wildlings, right? We have a few, not very many, but we have a few Valandian crossbowmen, right? Also future wildlings, not wildlings, but future sharpshooters. You guys know what I mean. Now, we lost a lot of our cons guards. I'm not actually sure what happened to them. We had like 30 at one point. I can't remember if I put them in a city or something like that. But we have a good amount of cons guards, and more importantly, we have the Aserai Vanguard Ferris, which is just a savage, nasty unit. Now, I'm just kind of droning on here at the end of the episode because this is going to be the end of the episode. I played this out over the course of 2 days, and obviously an extraordinarily successful campaign into the Southern Empire territory here, right? We are plowing the road. City after city is just falling before our juggernaut army here as Wazuban asserts himself and checks out the bedroom where he's going to have yet another palace, right? I mean, these aren't battles worth showing you fellas, so you're just getting the highlights. So this episode's going to wrap up. Of course, I don't know how this campaign's going to go. Obviously, it's heading in a very positive direction. But Valandia has the most of the Juggernaut Lords, right? The Nemesis Lords, right? These guys are still out there. They have some Lords with 400 plus medicine skill, which means their troops are going to be unbelievably hard to kill. And of course, they have massive armies because they have a vast amount of territory, huge amounts of wealth. We've still got the Empress, right? They're getting a few of their troops are escaping. Few of their nobles are escaping, but the Empress is still with us, and we have some diabolical plans for her. So our nobles keep dumping a bunch of troops in the cities here, and it does take a little bit of work in between these sieges to sort of redistribute. You can sort of consider it like almost like a communism. That you give troops to your companions and whatnot, your companion armies, and then invariably when you take a city like this, they volunteer, right? A bunch of defenders. And then unfortunately, unless you want to leave all those troops in the city, you're forced to kind of go back through here and pick and choose which ones you want. And of course, generally, I'm leaving weaker troops behind us because we're not done with this campaign. And I'll spend a minute on that before we wrap this episode up, right? Obviously, at this stage, we're going to keep going until we get stopped, right? Until we run into some kind of barricade or some kind of insurmountable situation where they have like, at this stage, like 3,000 defending or something like that. There's not much that's likely to stop us at this stage. So we're just going to keep pushing, right? We're going to keep blowing through here. Now, we can't count on Guzid and his friends defending anymore, so we are going to lose some territory, probably, to the Western Empire. The Sturgeons, you know, we still have peace, but I would say it's a tentative peace. And, of course, Valandia is still attacking us some as well. That said, of course, we're going to wrap this episode up. Do you want to see more from this series, more from this campaign? Do you want to see what I hope is a titanic final clash against Valandia, sort of in the Super Bowl here of Bannerlord? You want to subscribe, of course, please leave comments and hit that like button. I really appreciate you. Hit the like button. It brings more people to the channel, and I appreciate you, fellas. With all that said, I will see you guys next time.